The Tape Never Lies Network. Starts now.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
Yeah, you look at the tape. So as a coach, your resume is the tape.
Loses the football. Strip sack and
Bears our live. Bears our live. We go online right after Bears games with your boys draft talking the smartest man alive. Bears our live.
Son of a bitch, you better block.
Bears our live. We go online right after Bears games with your boys draft talking the smartest man alive. Ran up with the true analysis you expect. Raw passion for the show. Bear fans get nothing less. Locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Philly bring that range in with facts by shade. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try to copy, but a bucket's not sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey, yo, with Draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. True to fundamentals, never gimmicks and tricks. Guess we're moving Soldier Field up to Arlington Heights. Mill out counting bucks while the mayor big fight. As our life keeps growing, Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time, just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussion on what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame show, expect the fucking flame. Not for the average fan, a loss they can't survive.
But don't you worry.
Bears Our Live.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go
Let him sit his ass there again. I don't think we're that much worse.
The myth, the red legend, Dr. Phil Ocean.
This is football, baby. Culture is the problem. Let's get on little thing. Bears our life, Bears our
Son of a bitch, you better
life,
block.
Bears our life.
That's what happens. That's when you have a real
Right
good team.
after Bears
And let's
games
get it
with
on.
your boys draft talk and the smartest.
Give me some fucking names.
This is Bears Hour Live.
Hey, how'd that get there? No idea. Well, Bears fans, it's not like we're not used to this. It is what it is. I'm sure this is going to be a wonderful show. I can see the comments are all over the map with ridiculousness already. Lots of people need to learn football, but we will address that at some point. Chicago Bears are going to Chicago Bears. They do the same thing over and over, guys. If you watch any of our content, you saw me on Wednesday night, you saw me again on Thursday night say the Bears are always known to pull the okey doke. And if you see a team that can't stop the run, the Bears in their infinite wisdom always say, we're going to do the exact opposite because everybody's expecting us to run the football. I said, can you imagine if you came out of this game and your rookie quarterback has 38 pass attempts? Well, we blew past that because he had 52. So the Bears are going to Bears. We're going to get into it. Our guy DDP is in the background, ready to roll. So let me bring him out here. We'll get things rolling. Phil, I know you're lathered up and ready to do your thing, man, but it's more of the same, buddy.
Yeah, it's more of the same, and I was gonna say in my rant how when Shane talked about the Bears heading into this next game against the Colts, who have been horrible defending the run with Courtney Cronin on Wednesdays, keeping it 100, knowing this coaching staff, they would skip the run and probably pass 36 times with their rookie quarterback. And as he just pointed out, I was texting Ivan and him in the background as he was. No, Matt Waldron or Shane Waldron, Matt Shane Eberflus, Matt, they all have no fucking clue about offensive football. 52 pass attempts. 52. I'm not talking about Khalil Mack returning. 52 pass attempts against the defense that have been putrid against the run and lost their best defensive football player. But yes, we're going to turn this thing on its head. We're going to dial up June Jones and run the run and shoot, folks. That's what we're going to do. I'm sorry. If you can't get your mind around this, Ryan Poles' big mistakes is keeping the head coach. He is a defensive coordinator, and that's where he ends. I don't give a shit how many people like him. Can't arrange marriages with these offensive line coaches and offensive coordinators that get into first and goal and get in the gun. Not one, not two, going 3, no, 4 times we're going to get in the gun, and we're going to do exactly what the Bears do. Gimmicks. Wildcat to begin. You have this quarterback that threatens with his arm and accuracy. Get him on the edge, action game, anything other than speed option with an unable to get any kind of leverage. They're just waiting for you. It's a clown show. If you don't think that drive there is important, it's the game. It's the game. Because if you're not going to run the ball with Roschon Johnson, who's been clearly your big body back hitting it up in there, you get in 3 tights, get in a run formation, and then you could pull action and hit somebody in the fucking flat wide open. But instead, we're going to be in the gun. We're going to be in the gun, and we're going to blame Caleb. All these fucking fans have it figured out, but I will tell you this. I've never, ever going to lie. Just the eyeballs. Just watching this game. Caleb is fucking competing and throwing the football. Is he going to make mistakes? Yes, all the rookies do. There's some bad throws in there. No doubt. But the elite level talent is there. And for him to go down the field and score and get you in the game, and the head coach decides no onside kick, like, I text Shane, I'm like, your defense ain't going to... This is the dumbest coaching staff since Matt Nagy. They're racing Pressman, Nagy, and Eberflus. It's a clown circus of timeouts. You as a head coach are responsible. Now watch on the fucking film, because CBS did a good job uncovering the truth of Mr. Eberflus. You scored there. You got to decide prior. We're going for 2 here. So the quarterback and the celebration and all the fucking antics don't start. Because you have a fucking plan. They don't have a plan. They're rolling dice. They're throwing shit on the wall to see what sticks. They didn't have a plan. Watch him. He goes 1. Then he changed. The other coach goes 1 to follow him, parroting him like Rajneesh. Then he goes go for 2. Now they got to call a timeout and waste another one. It's the worst coaching job, the worst showcase of football, game planning. We're going to fucking outsmart you. We're going to throw the ball on you. It's so overwhelmingly stupid that I don't know how I can take it anymore. I don't. It's the stupidest. This is the NFL. This isn't high school. This isn't college or youth sports. This is the top of the fucking line. And you keep rolling out these shoe salesmen as head coaches that don't know anything about the team of football. They know offense. They know defense. Rarely do they know an offense, but you find which way, and you can never, ever get the whole truth. Eberflus, or whoever, hired Matt, or I keep calling him Matt, because he's just as bad or worse than Nagy. Shane Waldron. Seen enough. There's no chances. I know football. You're the NFL. Threaten the run. Get out of the fucking gun. It's a disgrace. That team sucks over there. Colts giving you, hand wrapping you the game, and you can't finish. It's a travesty. And then to not onside kick strategically after you fucked up the 1 and the 2 and had to call a timeout because you had no more time. What do you onside kick? That's the only answer there. That's the only answer. You got to get possession. No, we'll kick it deep. We're going to outsmart them. That 1 second. It's like an extra timeout. Well, that matters when you're fucking selling out to stop the run, and you didn't. It's just gimmicks and tricks. Gimmicks and tricks. And shame on any of you that are going to point a finger at the quarterback. I'll just tell you right now. Young kid out there battling. You see it. I see it. Yes, mistakes are going to be made. That's what it is. Who was a better quarterback today? It's pretty easy to see out of those two. It's just so unfortunate. So unfortunate that we got to continue to wallow in this mediocrity or less. Coaching, F. Special teams coaching, F. Defense, D. That's where we're at, Shane. That's my rant.
I hear you, man. No, it's hard to stomach.
It's hard to stomach.
Yeah.
The goal line is just.
Yeah.
It's just like you're right there. Those points matter. At least kick a field goal. Don't get in the fucking gun. You want to be the smartest fucking person in the room? It's a shit. Guys, we did a lot of good things today. Let me list them off to you.
Right. Nick.
That's what we're going to do.
Nick, it's because we have a difference of opinion. I've watched literally every one of your comments in the chat, and then you want to take shots towards Shane and Phil. I just gave you a chance to come on and get your point across. And you're saying that it's 4-on-1, get your point across. Put your face to the light, Nick. It's not a gang. This isn't a real fight. This is a debate. If Phil and I disagree, Phil and I have plenty of disagreements. If you go in the chat and you want to make a point, I'm just simply you want to come on and debate your point and say that Phil and Shane vilify people just because they don't agree with them. This is your point to prove us wrong, Nick. Just like lots of people, we keep all of these receipts, guys. It's just like the artisan buy man saying that Phil, you're a liar. You don't know how to break down quarterbacks because you liked Mac Jones and you liked Bryce Young and you liked Caleb Williams. You're wrong about that.
Phil, everything's in the start.
It is section. What it is, guys, and it's fine, Nick. You don't want to come on because we're gonna gang up on you. It's cool. You have no debate. It is what it is. But just do your thing in the comments, man. It's all cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just read the stars section, Phil. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine. It is what it is, and I understand there's lots of things going on. People are frustrated. We're frustrated. I mean, my God, I was in the Keeping It 100 chat with Trent Emery saying that the Bears defense was clearly gassed. I'm like, the time of possession is 19-8 at that point, or 19-9, whatever it was, 18-9. I don't come out of that game putting much of anything on the defense at any point. It's the same issue that we've always seen. Yes, Caleb missed throws, guys. We understand that. You're going to have bad throws from rookie quarterbacks. We get it. We said the same thing for Justin Fields here. And now Justin Fields 100%. Throws a 14-yard pass. It goes for a 55-yard touchdown. And just like clockwork, the people that were pro Justin are going to come into the comments and start doing their thing.
Caleb throw the ball to Cole Kmet in these tight fucking windows down the stretch, and you need a score because I'm seeing that.
Phil, his most impressive throw today was an incompletion that they called roughing the quarterback on his sidearm. I don't know if it was obviously they had 80 plus plays today. I forget who it was to. It might have been to DeAndre Swift, but it was an incomplete pass, and then they called roughing on it. To come out of this game thinking that Caleb Williams is your issue, and one of Nick's points in there was Caleb staying in the pocket and not holding the ball too long, patting the ball 16 times.
Where
exactly? That shit is just made up. It's made up.
Nick,
clip me.
That's a dick move.
Show me one clip proving your point, Nick. And you don't even have to come on. Just send it to me at Wazrim, and I will promote the shit out of it, and I will give you I will give you praise for it. Show me the play. Show me that play. It doesn't exist.
Sit down. Brush your teeth. Shut your mouth. You look like a freaking dumbass. That's what it is. Don't know football. When you're going to throw 52 times, how many of those throws on a rookie are going to be okay? Like, I'm looking at a guy battling out there.
Nobody showed up, Nick. Not one. Not one person has showed up. Not one.
Just sad. Fanboys in full force right there.
Yeah.
Go watch Justin. Go watch him. If Caleb Williams has a competent offensive coordinator, we get in the red zone there. You don't run Wildcat. You get in 2-3 tight ends. You start handing the ball off. And then on second down, you're running that action off of it. Tight end goes to the back pylon. Fullback breaks to the flat. Caleb just hits Cole Kmet for the touchdown. It's not hard. But instead, we're running fucking load option on the go on fourth down. Load. With no fucking blocking. Then you're going to blame Caleb for the fumble where Cole Kmet whiffs? You're going to blame him for that because no one's open.
Bye, Nick. It's been nice knowing you, bud. This is a classic case of a pussy trying to make a point and thinking you're a badass.
They allowed you to come on, Nick. They gave you the option, motherfucker. Why would you like?
It is
there
what
you
it
go,
is, dude. I'm not wasting my time with Nick. Everybody say goodbye to Nick. Bye, Nick.
It's a sad state.
It is. It's
the last person I'm blaming is the quarterback today, and that's just me being honest.
The people
sucks that he threw that
don't know football. It's that simple. It's
the second interception to Adunze. Adunze's got to make this play.
You see that play?
Looks like a fucking volleyball set. I don't even know where his arms are. Just go up, catch. He's throwing it perfectly. We see it like Shane was about to say. Every fucking Sunday, we see it happen. We see it happen. It's just sad that you're in this state. You want to blame the offensive line coach, the run game coordinator. How is he not involved in first and goal situation, red zone package? What is your run game? How about you tell us that, Nick? What are the Bears' run game philosophy? What is it? What is the fucking Steelers' run game philosophy? Pound it, right? Pound it in there. What is the Bears? But Phil, they finally made a switch and brought Rashawn in, right?
That's the point right there. And I brought up before you did your rant, I was complaining about the Caleb Williams having 52 pass attempts. And I looked down and one of the very first comments was, Shane, they ran the ball 30 times. What do you want? It's situational football is what I want. Let's just continue to run DeAndre Swift up the gut for a gain of 1 and a gain of 2. When that is not, put him out there, but put him out wide. Put Roshan in the backfield. Put him in the backfield with Roshan. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, what these off-tackle runs with DeAndre Swift. At one point, Phil, during the game, he had, somebody said 35 carries for 33 yards on the season. Something, I forget what the exact stat was.
It was 23 carries for
horrible.
13 yards at one point. It's just sad. It's just sad. And listen, I don't overreact. It's like some of you fans don't understand. You go into it's like CSI. The Bears are the crime scene for me. I go into the crime scene, I assess it, and I could tell you have a shoe salesman as an offensive coordinator. I've told you for the last 3 years that the offensive line coach is horrible, and I've showed you why. I go on Patreon, show you the tape. I bring Big Steve Edwards on, bring my father on, offensive line guru. My dad could coach this offensive line, and they would fucking lead the NFL in offense because he would make sure it's all blocked up. There's throws down this field that Caleb is dropping on a dime. There's miscommunication with 2 rookies out there at points. It's going to be frustrating. There's going to be growing pains. But stop drip dropping into, this Fields thing in Pittsburgh versus this over here. They're completely different kind of philosophies happening. And we have the shitty fucking murder scene with guys touching every evidence.
The fucking philosophies right out of it. If you're comparing a quarterback that's in year 4 to a quarterback that's just completed his 3rd NFL football game, that is the end of it all. I don't care.
But you got stupid people out there, Shane. They can't understand that.
You want a stat? Justin Fields has as many 300-yard passing games as Caleb Williams in the NFL. There's your fucking stat. And how dumb is that? It doesn't mean anything.
We have a bunch of these people that have fucking gone and became football analysts for free in the world that are trumping this campaign up with stupidity. You just see it. And now everybody wants to get angry. Everyone wants to blame the elephant in the room. The biggest get for the Chicago Bears since it's begun, the 1st overall pick. It's the easy target. It's going to be the emphasis on talk shows. It's going to be the emphasis everywhere. It's going to just drive little meatballs out the world.
I never loved you more than right now, Chubbs. And that is the point. It's the Madden effect, Phil. And I talk about it and people want to laugh at it. It's the Madden effect with fair weather fans that don't actually understand football. It is. Chubbs is right. Who the fuck cares about stats? You just lost a football game.
It's a team game.
You the reasons why. Thank you, Chubbs.
Do you give anybody an opportunity to come on to defend this coaching staff? I would love to hear it. If you think this game isn't won with competent coaching, I got fucking news for you. You're driving down the football field and look at that. I wish we were allowed to play the NFL tape. Just take it to that part. Fuck the 79, 81 plays. Let's just watch that one red zone opportunity. You're inside the red zone, and that's what you've come up with? Wildcat?
4th and goal. All that, and then, Phil, to me,
4th and goal.
You mentioned it without us even talking. 4th and goal from the 1, and you're going fucking option.
Load option with no one there. There's outside leverage there. There's no way to run that play there.
No.
Wait till you see it on tape. It's the dumbest call since Matt Nagy called tight ends reverse. It's that dumb. You can't get past stupidity when it comes to the NFL and coaching.
Remember the reversed Devin Hester that Mike Martz called for in the what year was it? Yeah, it was against the fucking Packers. It's just like,
oh my God.
That's what it reminded me of, Phil.
How about this call, Shane? Fucking twins right.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
Man-to-man coverage, bubble to DJ Moore. What? Like, they're man up.
And what did DJ do on that play?
DJ just has to catch it and get.
But he also jumped.
He jumps in the air to get not hit because the guy's on press coverage. That's your call? I mean, what? It's like wasted. It's Nagy all over again. There's no reason to even run that play. And yes, the slant, they played the slant like a good defense would. Going to the slant on the play, DJ and the other Moore get hurt. He's trying to force it in there. Thank God, go back 2 plays. Because let me just tell you, he converted fourth down throws, diming balls in between windows. But no one's going to talk about those. But I'm going to talk about, thank God, I think it's Rondé Barber doing this, right? Or is it Tiki? One of the barbers.
Tiki.
Yeah. Roma Dunze is coming through this route. He's throwing a fucking dime. And Rome starts settling and stops his sprint. Do you remember when he pointed that out? I'm watching it live. I say to Tate, that's on a Dunze. He's got to keep going. He only knows that you're going through that window. And it almost gets picked off. It comes fun. There's way more to football than what your fucking buddy's telling you on fucking Twitter. Way more than that. Nick should be ashamed of himself. Sad. There's a bunch of you guys that it's just sad.
Phil, you knew this was going to happen with people flip-flopping immediately.
It was always going to happen.
Reaction. Shane pointed it out last week. But for me, just allow them to cry about it because the growth that you're seeing is there.
There are positives in this game, 100.
The problem is when you have the opportunity to identify, to make your identity known, and you go ahead and you pussy out of it. And I'm talking about that goal line situation on the 1. You drive it down their throats, Phil. You know that. Hat on hat. Drive it down their throat. Make sure
get it out of the rookie's hand. I don't care.
Exactly.
I told you what to do.
Exactly. Make
3 tight ends, power football with Rashawn. Get it underneath the center. How many plays under center today?
Not a lot.
How many?
Not enough.
No,
not enough.
Maybe
not
6.
Enough.
Every one of them, I want to say, was an action pass. I would be willing to bet every one of them was an action pass. So you're becoming completely scoutable. You're completely delusional if you think this offensive coordinator is any good. And I got to say this again. I'm watching this dude, Gerald Everett, give absolutely 2 fucks on the football field, and that's unacceptable. You did bench whatever you want to try to politic your way. Yeah. You did bench Nate Davis for prior.
And while we're on the tight ends, and I tweeted this out, you got to make the hard decision with Mercedes Lewis. I mean,
he's got to go.
It is what it is. Get you.
The kid Carlson up here immediately.
Yeah,
showed so much in the preseason.
He has more false starts than impact blocks through 3 games. Mercedes Lewis. And then on that 1 sack where Cole Kmet got beat,
he's supposed to be helping.
And he's just standing there.
He's standing there. Bro, it's so infuriating.
I get it, dude. I don't want to listen, I know
you're right. I said the same thing.
I have to be better at not focusing on the bullshit in the chat, but because it's frustrating for all of us because we put so much into this, and I know the fans get excited too, but it's difficult when it's people that you see. I mean, I know that Nick's been in here a ton, but you know what? That's the fucking point. You're fucking cherry picking.
He's jumping
on
ship,
shit
Shane.
that doesn't even make sense.
How many guys? How many
doesn't? And I
can't.
Whatever. Fuck people like that.
Shane, those are the guys. The house is burning. They knock people down running out. That's what it is.
Oh, that.
How many of you motherfuckers are going back in the house that's burning to get your mom and dad? That's what you got to start understanding. The reality is this coaching staff fucked you over today. Whether you want to believe it, they're soft. They're soft. I'm talking about not onside kicking it at the end. That's a coaching error. Misuse of timeouts. The 1, the 2, the conversion. Somehow they'll put it on Caleb and Adunze celebrating. Guarantee that. But the reality is you're the fucking head coach. You need to have the plan that what you're doing, if you score right now, we're going for 2. Watch it. They did a good job, CBS, showing him go 1. No. 2. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. That's your head coach. He's not good in situational football. He's surrounded himself with a bunch of shitty coaches. The offensive line coach is terrible. Every patron can admit to that. If you're a patron and you're sitting there, I'm tired of you guys being so negative. I just want it. Then you don't want the truth. I'm showing you on tape. It's inside zone. There's 3 guys, 4 down linemen. None of them are in the bubble inside. And we block inside zone wrong. It's impossible. But the Bears found a way to do it. That's why Nate Davis is benched. That's the reality.
Phil,
because you have no technique and you don't have rules in your blocking scheme. What, Ivan?
So just for all the naysayers, right? And these are the people already jumping ship on Caleb Williams. I'm sure that these same people or these same ideas were coming up with young quarterbacks throughout the years, right? So I just wanted to look back at Peyton Manning, right? His 3rd game of his career, 20 for 44, 193 yards, 2 picks, a sack, and he had a 39.3 rating. Were you ready to jump ship on Peyton Manning? Were people ready to jump ship? I'm sure they were.
Ivan, we were.
It's insane that you want to already just cast him off without even seeing it through.
Ivan, we lived it with Justin his first game in Cleveland. We weren't out here bad mouthing Justin Fields.
We were doing and defending him the same way.
Oh my God!
All these motherfuckers, another bust. Fuck Fields. It's probably some of the same guys that are loving Fields. That's the chaotic craziness of this. The reality is, I'm gonna peel back the layers.
Come on.
I'm gonna peel back the layers. I'm gonna peel back the layer. Even for Juan, he's giving you an example of a rookie versus a rookie versus struggling because you're a rookie. Let's hear the positives.
Disappointed in the loss. I thought we had some really good opportunities out there to win the game. I was proud of the way the guys fought.
Thanks, Coach.
Throughout the entire game.
Let me list some positives.
In the locker room afterward was
done with this guy.
Missed opportunities. We had opportunities to win that game. The first thing we have to do is honor the football. We got to honor the ball. That's the most important thing. And
honor the timeouts also, Coach.
We have to do a good job.
Honor the timeouts.
Takeaways. We got to score.
Honor situation. Honor the red zone as well.
In the game, to me, they scored on those opportunities.
Honor the red zone.
And so that's important.
Honor the field goal
going forward. I was pleased with a lot of good things in terms of
here we go.
Distribution of the ball. I thought Caleb threw the ball and got it to a lot of different receivers today. I thought we were committed to the run, more committed to the run. I know those last 2 drives we were down by 2 scores, so we needed to get it going there. So we were in 2-minute mode.
This guy's terrible.
How effective was your run, Coach?
Defense fought.
Personnel use at the goal line.
Nice takeaways. Had a nice 4th down stop after some sudden changes. Had a nice turnover in the red zone down there to stop a score. So I was
We
proud
had
of that.
332
those guys as well.
passings
But,
from a
overall, it's
rookie.
just got to be better. We got to do a better job as a
332,
team.
2 touchdowns, 2
Honoring the
interceptions.
football, and
Honor the
just doing
football,
details
honor the
and
neighbor,
playing better. So
honor thy
again,
neighbor,
my hats off to the Colts. They won the game.
honor thy chat room, Shane.
We left one out there today.
I thought it sucked.
We go to Herbert up the middle. We had.
I thought it sucked. Would be a good answer, Dick.
In there and got it to the inside the one, just inside the one there.
Caleb had 363 yards passing today, by the way.
We like
I'm
to play.
sorry.
We like to play. We just got to get to the second
332,
level,
but
get to the linebacker there.
Yeah, they
and,
fixed
zone
it.
up to him and get him there on that. We were going to pitch off the end man, a line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
And,
Anthony Richardson played a lot better. Someone said in the chat. I'm
Why
like,
not?
okay,
Why not?
we're not watching any kind of game.
Yeah,
You're
I
watching
don't-
the
I don't
end
know
result,
that. I don't
like
know
a
that 'cause you gotta
puss.
look at the tape.
Who said
I
that?
know the design
Some
of the play was
asshole.
to go get
Anthony
that.
Richardson definitely played better.
find
Really?
that one and star Ivan so we can give the guy credit live on
I
air.
didn't
I think
start.
it was. I think
you
his
start?
last name was
It
Perry.
needs to be better.
Something
We have to be
Perry.
better there. First of all, it
Let me
wasn't
find
as
Oh,
good
it's
as it should be in terms
terrible.
of communication there. But we wanted to get a good play on there as well, and we like to play. It just didn't work out on that particular.
Dude, you
one.
like
We wanted
every
to do better.
fucking play.
Get
You're
ahead
a
of it better, be better.
protector of bullshit. A real coach comes to the podium, and I'm sorry, he says, no, it's unacceptable. We got to be better in the red zone. What happened there on the option play won't happen again. Fucking kidding me?
No, I'm just conserving time.
We can't be hard on. We can't swear on hard
Who's
knocks. We
conserving time
can't
with-
ask the hard
At the
question.
end of the day, we did have.
He called the timeout with 5 minutes and 21 seconds left. to
5
conserve
minutes.
time. To conserve time, he just said
Conserve
that.
We were
time.
going to be
This
onside
guy's
if we
dumber
got
than a
inside the
fucking
2 minute.
box of rocks.
But then we switched our mind and went kick it deep. We kicked it
Oh
deep.
yeah,
and
it
they
was
took
really
me.
tricky.
So now we got 201 and we got a timeout.
Oh
If we
yeah.
do a good job on the
If
defense, which we first was second 6.
If-
which is not
if
ideal.
you do a good
And then
job.
they ran the power, but the bounce play and JT got outside on us. So we just got
Okay.
to execute better on defense. But if we went 3 and out there,
0 and
we had
2 versus
50 some
this
seconds there,
old
the
team,
ball
right?
coming back, and not it's not on the onside part. We kicked it deep, so we'd have a better field position. So we felt good about that right there in terms
What'd
of
you
that.
feel
operation,
good
so we get
about?
the ball back for the offense?
Your team getting fucking railroaded?
We wanted him to kick it in the end zone, kick it as far as he can. That was the plan there, and he did a good job.
Why not the onside? Why not? That's what a real coach does. Try to get possession.
I'm waiting for the Y gun 4 straight times inside the 5.
Yeah, it's a little bit game flow. I mean, we end up having 20.
Never go gun to get one. It's always been the staple. But somehow, the last 6
so he ended
years,
up there, close to 30.
6
That's
years.
pretty good snip right there.
We
So
agree,
we got
Ethan.
these fucking
again, we wanna
clowns.
do a better job
We
efficiently
agree,
running the
Ethan. Thank
football.
you.
And that starts with not taking negative plays.
I totally
But again, I
agree,
think we're more
Ethan.
committed to it today, and if we didn't have those 2-minute drives at the end, I think we would have been more committed to it in terms of.
If your OC wasn't a pussy and didn't double up on the run right up the gut, you might have had a touchdown.
Yeah, that's all by design. What we think they're going to do in terms of their scheme. A lot of times people get in base, and we got better matchups that we need. In terms of 13 personnel, but again, we got to execute better on offense, on defense, and kicking game. We had the one offsides, that led to a touchdown there. On the punt return team, it was less than 5, so they tried the old, head bob and all that, and they got us on it. And so we have to do a better job there.
Your special teams, terrible jumping off sides.
Yeah, I just really think it's about fundamentals.
Gave them the fucking.
Fundamentals,
They
I think
gave them that first down.
run the ball,
I mean, that's
really good
another
on the
point in the
inside and
coaching.
outside in terms of play selection, which I think you need to do. You really got to stretch the defense inside.
I just
outside
don't
that way.
see any ever
I do feel, though, on the
improvement.
outside
It goes
plays, we
back
gotta
to what
block
you
the perimeter
said.
better. It seemed like
Shane.
we got to look at the tape there and see.
You
where
knew they were going to
we
come
gotta
out
get
here
that
and try to be the
perimeter blocking
smartest.
better. It
Let's
doesn't look like
fucking
guys-
throw the
It's
ball
what-
58,
And it's just
72
their game of the
times.
season, but to a lot of Bears fans, this was a discouraging loss. The way you lost. Do you get that? Do you understand that?
Do you understand? You
Good
suck as a
It was
coach.
More of a big picture thing.
Do you?
For the,
Yeah, I would say that, Mark. I would say that. Look, this is our 3rd game, and
you're gonna
there
make
was
us
some
an excuse.
positivity to take out of this.
There's the positive.
And we're encouraged.
We have
We're encouraged
the
in that locker
fucking
room. We are
yoga
encouraged,
master,
and we are. We'll have our head.
Mr.
moving forward,
Wordsmith
eyes moving
himself.
forward, and we're gonna.
He
get
got a
better this
new
week.
look.
And to me, there was
And he
better
rode
production
this
on
ride
the
with
offensive
his
side.
wife.
You know, there was better production.
They
there in
stopped
terms of
shopping
who
at
we got the ball
Kohl's.
to.
They moved
And
up to
he
Nordstrom.
needs to get better in
And
certain
now we're
areas.
fucking talking
On
like
the
he's a
offense,
different
on defense,
person.
and
But
it
here,
starts-
what was my number one
How is it a
concern?
step forward for Caleb
Him.
for a lot of yards?
Him and his
the offense
fucking
still
hire.
Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you saw
Why?
him operate in 2 minutes.
Why?
The 2-minute drives that he operated in, I thought were really good.
Like, there's no fucking
and I think
balance.
that, he looked good in those.
There's
moments.
no
He scored that
balance. When I
touchdown.
watch their
He got his
games,
first
it's
2
like
touchdowns of his
shotgun
career there,
trips.
passing and,
Back to shotgun.
there
Never
was a
under
lot to
center
build on.
again for another
But
12
I said
plays.
you have to look at
Back
each
to
other,
one play at center.
Bill, we have,
yourself and see what you can do better.
and again, I hate to shit on the guy. DeAndre Carter is who he is, but we have him out there blocking defensive ends on plays, critical third downs. You're giving him jump balls in the end zone. What is he, 5'8"?
I don't know what he is.
I mean, that's
I don't think he's
on
taller
Caleb,
than that.
but
I mean, I think that's
just like
there's
You got Colin Johnson out there, 6'6".
operate in 2 minutes. In this
Use him.
Sometimes you're down by a score.
DeAndre has a case though with the blocking.
Move the ball in that situation. And I thought we did.
He has a case with the blocking. The same shit they did with Mooney.
First interception where he's going into Carter on the side opposite you guys.
There we
What's
go.
the message to him? I know he makes those out route throws a lot, but was that just what did you say to him after that one? What did you see?
Yeah, that's just the rhythm throw.
He couldn't step into it.
I just have it in my
He's
mind.
throwing
right now, so it's
with
just the rhythm
no.
throw. You got to really feel that corner.
It's
where he's
Shelton
at
and
deliver it on
Jenkins
time.
in his,
Again, I got to go back and look.
and he
at
just
it. But that's what
tries to muscle it, and he shouldn't have. That's a bad interception. That's on him.
100%.
Shit ball. Shit ball. The other one is right in Adunze's hands.
Yeah, I mean,
and
we're
he's
always
got to
hunting
make the
touchdowns.
play.
We're in the kick line there. We're always hunting touchdowns.
Catch with your eyes
We want to
first.
get a first down. To go getting closer.
Catch with your
score
eyes
touchdowns.
first.
That's we were
A
aggressive.
lot of credit to
in the
Cole
game. We're
Kmet
always
from me
aggressive
today.
there.
I hate
I don't think you're ever
how
happy
he
with that,
blocks.
because those don't win in this league. You
But
got touchdowns and
getting those
Those are right.
I
window
thought he broke
throws.
his.
taking
I thought he
shots.
broke his ribs. I'm not going to be surprised
I
to see
said
him
he
on
had
the
caught it. I
injury
said-
report.
yeah, it was just.
I
because
thought he
know this
broke
is a
his
lot of
ribs
places.
too.
So when you have an issue, you always have that to go back to. So if it starts to get really loud, just go
I
to
mean, the
wristband
accuracy on
and
these
get it out.
intermediate
To
throw
the
we have
offense, 'cause I thought
never
it was good.
seen in the middle of the
Today.
field
So
like that.
If you don't have one,
Like they're just
go
fans
to
are
it,
just
gets
taking
too
it for
loud,
granted.
So
Melissa
I thought it was a good
Baru
operation in terms of using that.
talk about accuracy as butt cheeks. Like, what are you watching?
Eberflus, head coach of the
What are you
Chicago Bears,
watching,
said we left-
Melissa? Because that ain't the truth. That's probably your son writing that, putting your name on it, probably. Because that's dumb.
Yeah,
We're not watching the same thing.
Phil, what it
Were
is,
there throws?
what it is, it's just that they see a pass, and it is frustrating when you're talking about that. And like again, I don't want to just go down this nothing but negative train. I mean, we have to because it's mostly negative. They should be better on offense.
What would
but
you want?
Yeah, but what it is, they see a deep pass and they see that it's overthrown a bit, and then they let that bubble over into everything. It's just it's no different. The people that don't really understand what they're seeing, it's the same song and dance with everything. It's no different than Nick. Nick probably loves football like we do. And you let your frustrations boil over, and then he's like, "Oh, fuck these guys." They gang up on guys if they don't agree with them. Well, then come debate. And not a single person, not one person in all these years that has had a difference of opinion from us. If you're so confident in your spot, then accept the invite. That's what debate is. Phil, how many times have you and I butted heads about stuff? Tons. Ooh, add that back up
Here's
there.
our quarterback.
It sucks every single time. Taking a loss. It never gets easier, never gets better. And so, say that I still am proud of my guys. Proud of the steps that we've taken so far. The things we did today compared to last week and the week before, the steps we were taking. Super excited about this future of the offense, the team, the defense, special teams. Obviously, defense is playing lights out. Obviously they don't want points being up on the board, but to have, I think it was 2 interceptions or so. to have 2 interceptions on their side is all we need for offense. To get those extra drives, and like I said, they're playing lights out. So those guys deserve to win. They work hard each week to go out and do what they do. They do it well, and we're going to get better offensively. We're going to be better, and the special teams wise, obviously, we got a couple different plays and punts and things like that did well for us. A couple of different returns, but as an offense, as a team, definitely excited and definitely proud of guys.
The strip sack, on the strip sack at the end, what did you feel? What did you see going through it?
Yeah, so I was when I got to the top of the drop, I definitely felt I think it was
363 yards.
A lot to
63.5%
so I tried to step
completion.
up. Small
Like,
movements, nothing huge. Because I also
stop
saw Rome
even
about to pop behind
putting
the
his
backer.
name in the fucking.
I think they were. I think they
the
either
pile.
were cover 2 on that right side or doubling DJ. And so I came off of that. Backer started to move out with my eyes, about to throw it to Rome, and then right there, strip sack.
On the 4th and goal option play, to Swift, what did you see pre-snap?
It wasn't a toss play on 4th and goal, guys. It was a option play that sucked.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Just say it,
Kill.
Kill.
Yard line.
Sucked.
Or so 1 yard line.
Terrible call.
And not get that. So, seeing it.
Get under
like
center.
That, play we practice all week. Something, understanding that, they, when they get around the 5 yard line to 1 yard line, their defense changes and they get into those 6-1 defense and things like that. They normally, crash and things like that. And, I guess maybe I didn't get on the edge fast enough, or whatever the case may have been. But they didn't crash how they normally do, or how we saw them film, and they made a good play. Had an extra overhang player over there.
There's 2 guys. There's no way to run that play. Sorry, he just mentions it there at the end.
The line of scrimmage there, and
the call sucked.
Yeah. On that play, yeah, we have the option to change the play right there. Clock was running down. In those moments, you don't really want, you don't necessarily want to get the flag. Got out the huddle, I believe, with around 10 seconds, and so I didn't want to get up there and alert the play or change the play and things like that. Have it around 5 or so, or when everybody got set. And so at that point, you got to call and run it and get going.
If there had been more time, based on the look you saw, do you think you?
I could have changed it. Yes.
The interception.
Oh, he's honest.
Matt said kind of a rhythm throw.
So they got the play in late. It sucked, and he didn't have time to change it.
DeAndre.
On the 3rd down after the big
Oh yes, yeah.
That's the job. I would call timeout as a coach.
I was
at
out of
that
rhythm
point.
of
It's
the
4th and goal.
They played a
4th and goal.
Curl.
That's when you fucking call timeout, Shane.
Cole went to the opposite half.
That's when you call time, and not wasting one because you fucked up a 2-point call.
Play, corner made a great break on the ball,
that other screen, that Swift. What the fuck was he doing?
I was a little bit.
It was wide open.
Wide open, yeah. It was going to be a chunk pass.
Oh my god! I'm like,
like
what
that.
is he doing? He just stood there and didn't try.
Tried to get it to him. Thought the DB was a little too far off. And like I said, made a great break on the ball. Can't have those.
Do you feel like you're getting closer to an offensive identity at this point, or do you?
Not
yet. I do actually.
50.
We ain't closer to an offensive identity.
First 2
I disagree with Caleb there.
100%.
Obviously, which feels good, exciting to get that going finally in the second half of this game.
Nick is back.
So
I brought him back.
Identity is. I think it is brewing. I think it is a lot
Bringing
closer
Nick
than.
back.
Yeah.
I'm bringing him back.
Everyone said goodbye to Nick. Mohammed even said, "Fuck Nick, goodbye, Nick."
Is going to get this thing
Let
going.
him
Shane said,
stand
"Fuck
on
Nick,
his
bring
merit.
him back."
On all the plays, we were just
Sharif blocked Mohammed
one
for
small
life.
detail or,
You brought him back. He deserved.
Don't feel bad.
Nick.
Ivan did it the other day too.
I did. Innocent bystander.
But we're
Oh
one
my
small
God.
detail. A lot of these plays that, like I've said, in
Get the tea and
many other,
crumpets, mate.
interviews that these small
Johnny
things
Manziel,
will
mate.
be something bigger.
What enabled you to get Rome going today?
Yeah, so I mean, I think I think watching film, going through practices and things like that. I've told Rome that I'm going to give him
hilarious.
The
These
the routes he
Steeler
run,
these
the trust
Steeler
and belief
fans
I
that
have
are
in him.
coming in.
No,
and
Chris,
I
I
threw that ball to
Chris,
him,
I agree with that.
ended
He's
up
not
being a
throwing him
pick,
under
which,
because he's a
you know, I
leader,
told him
but
I'll
there's
come back
nothing
to
wrong
him,
with saying
and
no.
things like that. But
I don't think we have an identity right now because
that
that's
pick,
not just on
the
Shane.
defender's
That's not,
back was turned.
first and foremost,
and
that
it's
starts
always,
with your
one
head
of those
coach.
rules that
Like Phil
100%.
always
QB
says.
offense.
That's
Right,
not
he's a head coach.
When
You have to be
defender's back is
accepting this
turned
shit.
to one of your
Yeah.
guys.
Him
you
not
give him
having
a
an
break,
issue,
'cause
the
obviously
head
he's not
coach
looking at
that
the
is,
ball. Corner gets a
with
good break on the ball.
the play
once he
calling
gets
in the
tipped,
red zone
get
in
his eyes
this
back,
game is an issue.
things like that.
It's
So,
going to be the same. This
you know,
guy's getting fired.
some of the practice
We
reps, some of the
played
after
this
practice
out.
reps that Rome and I've been
He's
getting
going to
these
be
past couple
gone.
weeks,
So
I think it
we're
pays
just
off,
going to be
and we're going to keep
dealing
doing
with
it,
this because you see where it's going.
Obviously, build that connection. And
The
have
head
that trust and
coach
belief
is
in each
not
other.
the real deal. He's a defensive coordinator that was hired by Ryan Poles.
Yeah, I didn't have to roll out on that.
They wanted to fire him.
It
I
definitely
know
felt
for
like
a
that.
fact
We've been
they
working.
wanted to fire him
some
last
of
year,
some of our different routes,
and they didn't do it.
and things like that.
I gotta put this up.
Throughout these weeks, every day we get about 10 to 15 passes with each other after practice. And so, certain passes.
Justin
like
Fields
that,
in his first three
and
games,
a lot of
29
times
to
the
57,
deep
388,
downfield
one
balls
touchdown,
are,
2 interceptions,
the
12
more,
sacks, 49 rushing yards. And
rhythm
everyone
routes that you
was
have to,
patient and
try
optimistic.
and keep a
Caleb
receiver in
basically
stride,
does
things like
that in
that.
one game,
He
and
made
half
a
our
great-
fan
he
base
had
is
a great
calling him a
route,
bust.
made a great catch.
There's the old mic drop.
Give us a chance.
If I could give you your $10 back, I'd do it. Lift for pancakes. That was so good.
Leave it up there, Shane. Leave it up
Dropping
there.
a hammer down.
Fuck it. Leave it up there.
This is
Yeah,
the type of
that's
guy that
coach's
doesn't
decision.
walk Swifty.
I
That guy.
unless I have a strong, opinion on it, I'm
We don't
waiting on coach's
flip-flop
decision, in that instance.
You're thinking the kicking team's coming out there. That's
Yeah, I thought they were coming out. I ran off the field. We ran off the field, and then obviously
Yeah,
kept going.
because the coach didn't communicate. I'm telling you, it's a head coach. The problem.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared. What's the difference? Why are the Steelers 3-0? Their head coach is a good coach.
It is frustrating.
Stop
you're
with the
that
Justin
close,
Fields shit.
and
Watch
you
a
get
fucking
4 attempts right
watch some
there.
tape.
I think we were below the 5 for four attempts. And so
Thanks,
Watch
Lift.
the
We
tape.
appreciate
It's a
it.
fucking shit
not
show.
get in those moments.
Lift for
It definitely is
pancakes.
frustrating, but
Deserves some praise.
I believe that was the
It's
17
like
play
it's not
drive or
hard.
so,
I'm
I
watching
believe,
a
or one
fucking
of those.
kid out
And
here
so,
surrounded.
to be
It's
able to
like
march the ball
deja
and move
vu
the
for
ball
me
for
as a
17
coach because
plays,
I'm dealing with the
that's
same
NFL
kind of
ball.
shit.
We just got
Coaching.
we got to keep going and keep finishing. That's
You
the
got
most
a
important thing.
terrible offensive line.
Identity and that you guys are closer.
It's
In your offensive
leaky at
identity,
best.
throwing the ball
Your
52
play caller needs to improve.
I threw it 52 times.
What?
Jeez.
Clip that right. Please get that for Wednesday show.
I'm on it.
Nice through 52 times.
Ivan, 5250 mark.
It's 50 times. I can't
5250
Oh
mark.
my God.
What a-
exactly.
Right at the
Can't make it up.
5250.
It ends up being
talk
10
about it.
times, and it's
Oh my God.
and
We gotta add that to the Keep It at 100 intro.
Oh, that's the intro drop.
4 touchdowns.
I threw 52 times.
I'm fully aware, fully ready to do whatever that may seem.
Yes,
the team
Warren
needs.
Moon. I mean,
And so,
Caleb.
if it comes down to being 50 attempts and us slinging the ball around, if it comes down to being
This
10
is
attempts,
what we're dealing with
it's
here.
whatever team
He
needs, whatever team
legitimately
needs,
had
to
a
get the
look
win.
of
And
holy
that's,
shit on his
you
face
go in the
on
locker
that.
room, you celebrate and have fun. 'Cause
How
that's
many
the NFL,
teams have been
as we always say, and
successful?
as I've said, so
And it's going to be on the
we'll keep slinging it. We'll keep
the
working on the run game.
philanthropists.
The Bears are
We'll
1-6
definitely as an
with
offense.
quarterbacks throwing
We'll
over
get this thing
50
going
yards. I think they said since what, or throwing it over 50 times since 1990.
You know that
And
there's
the
going to
one
be two sides of the coin this
The
week.
one win was Shane Matthews
Yeah, I
in the
think,
Cleveland game.
I think that's a.
There's going to be
I
two
think that
sides to the
is-
philanthropist media this week. There's going to be the
I think
Chicago
more
Bears are
communication
ruining this.
within the
That's
offense.
going to be one.
Thanks,
figuring
King.
out.
What
Then
if
there's
one
going
of
to be
them-
the other
pass
side.
protection
Yeah.
in this game was
Like, what
I
if
think he
they're
just-
the
definitely,
both? Like, what
a
if
lot
they're
better
both
and
in the
changed
best
some
fucking
things
Trying to
up,
get
King
noticed.
George,
figuring out what
Yeah.
King
fits
George
us as a
will
team.
also
I think so the
wanted
constant communication that I've talked about before.
Johnny Manziel.
I think goes a long way, and I think we need to keep doing that. Like I said, it's a
King
long
George.
season, and so being able to
Tea and
adapt,
crumpets.
change,
Go watch
and
soccer,
adapt to the
King George.
players and people that we have in these rooms. because we got special guys.
Efficiency
whether
would
it's
be
offensive line, running
happening if
backs, and
the
wide
offensive
receivers.
coordinator
So,
and the personnel
being able
used
to adapt
were
and
matching.
all of that, I think it starts from communication and being
Mercedes
something that's
Lewis, we
constant
could
throughout a long
see,
season.
needs to
Throughout a
go.
game where rhythm,
100%.
starting fast.
Oh, my
throughout a
bad. It's
game
not
that,
1990. It's since
you
2000.
want to get things going. You want to be consistent.
The Bears
you
have
wanna
had a
be
quarterback
explosive, all these
pass
different
50
things.
plus times
It
since
starts with communication,
2009
and then,
times.
from
They are
there, you
1
wanna be
and 7
consistent,
in the
and
previous
that
8
works
with a
well with,
lone win
our
being
our
the
guys
Browns
and,
game with
I
Shane
believe.
Matthews, and that was in
Awesome. Thank you.
2001.
The Bears.
There we go.
Caleb said that offensive.
There is no identity. The identity is hopefully Caleb Williams could lead us to a victory, or our defense can make a play. Defense made some plays today. Our offensive coordinator, our coaching staff failed them on so many levels, situationally. The things that Shane and I were talking about were the biggest concerns were the head coach, the play caller.
This is my guy, Rep Your Team. This is the guy that has been begging me to follow his YouTube page. He's 100% Justin guy, and that's fine. That's fine. But you're showing your football acumen right there, dude. Like I said, your YouTube page needs work, and so does your football acumen. All we're gonna say. It's fine. It's fine, bro. You just look football dumb. That's it.
It's actually
Admit
worse with an E. If I
Yeah.
was the
Well, we're not
correct
It's just,
English.
I mean, come on.
Pepe
Actually,
Sylvia, $5.
You have an invite. Hit me up on X, Rep
There
Your
we
Team,
go.
and you can come on and debate it.
I have even
about
more
that?
confidence in Caleb after this game and much less in Flus and Waldron. They're holding him back. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. How many times are we going to see him, Mr. Waldron, force some Gerald Everett type of play down? I mean, we're talking Gerald Everett seam fade. Like Cole Kmet, what he did today, he wasn't in game 2 last week. He wasn't even used well enough. And I'm the last guy. I'm fighting for Cole Kmet, Shane.
Phil,
I'm fighting for Cole.
We had our concern with Gerald Everett, and I know that we were all fans of what he did in his previous stop. He has bounced around the league, so let's be honest, there has been probably some issues there that we're not privy to bounce around that much, but he has shown nothing. When I was in Buffalo, I have clips that we've shared. The patrons have seen them. Phil, you've broke it all down, where obviously you want every player to be, 95, 100%, 105% on every play. If you're getting 35% from Gerald Everett, some of the plays that we have on tape, and I understand some of those were in preseason, but it has filtered over into the first 3 weeks of this season. It's a problem. He does not warrant playing, just like Nate Davis doesn't. It's just a fact.
I agree. It's lackadaisical. When you pride yourself on loafs, I said this with Courtney, and you continue to trot Nate Davis out there, you're ruining what it is you're trying to build as a head coach. You're a double talker and a hypocrite. You can't do that. You got to have accountability. What I see with this coach, with this offense and what's going on, there's too many guys not giving 100%. There's too many guys. And it starts with the play caller. He just doesn't understand situational football and the use of personnel. When you're trying to force feed Gerald Everett, who's jogging at best, there's one play. I can't remember what it is, but it's early in the game and it's a gain. And Gerald Everett's seen walking. Like he doesn't give a shit. They score a touchdown, their first touchdown. Gerald Everett could give 2 fucks. His body language, his energy. You got to get those guys out. I don't know who breaks through to him, if there is a person that can, but it's not working. His presence is cancerous.
Yeah. Scottish Bear.
Scottish Bear.
5 pounds. Poles needs to fire Flus and Waldron and Morgan before it's too late. Flus can't game manage. Waldron ain't fit for purpose. And that's the thing. And let's be honest, they're not gonna fire all three. They're not gonna go through that much change. It'll be one.
It's gotta be
or two.
You had to pick. Waldron's gotta go. He's
Oh
gotta go.
yeah, out of them all, absolutely.
I can't stand Morgan.
He's got the easiest pathway to somebody that can replace him, Phil. With I'm blanking on his name. Thomas Brown, yeah. And it's just Ryan Poles has to, and obviously Phil, I know we had heard that he was not happy after week 1. We'll see where this goes. He can't be happy today. And he's got to wear this. Ryan Poles has to wear this. This is the thing, but nobody wants to hear it. We're telling you. Phil told everybody right here today, Caleb has to make some better passes. We understand that. But no, you got TTNL. They're just going to kiss Caleb's ass. We've said it every week. The interception on the sideline, guess what? Yeah, that's got to be the wonder Roma Dunze is on Roma Dunze. End of story.
100%.
Had it in your hands.
Anybody saying different is just not being. And then the guy makes some one-handed bounce reflect. I mean, it's in his hands, bro. That play's made every single weekend. Rome would be the first one to tell you.
Right. Scottish Bears back. 5 pounds of the Bears ground and pound of Rojo. We win the game easily. And I feel they have to use something when they have Roshan in the backfield and you're rotating in Khalil Herbert with Roshan and you're deploying DeAndre Swift outside.
Right. It's just what you need to do is get yourself a fucking fullback. So Blazing Game is out. You got to get someone in to replace him because you can't handicap yourself in the red zone. You do it automatically because of this offensive coordinator, but I don't care. You get a defensive tackle in there that's going to go firing into B gap and threaten that isolation, ISO play, those power plays. They ran out the clock, they being the Colts, on a power play versus you. You are in the red zone at the 1, and you don't call timeout for the quarterback, the rookie, with the clock ticking down. You're taking too long, 10 seconds to go. You see that the leverage isn't there. That's when you call a timeout. That play is going to get stuffed. It's terrible. Nope. Let's run it and lose.
Have you ever seen
every red zone counts?
Have you ever seen a coach call a timeout with 5 minutes and 21 seconds left to
5 minutes 52 seconds?
Oh, is that what it was? 5:52?
Yes. No, Shane, to answer your question, but some asshole will excuse this as some sort of newfound strategy. I'm just looking at wasted timeouts because of the fucking play calls in situational football. If you're just tuning in, you're watching Bears Hour Live, best post-game show on the planet when it comes to the truth, despite the Herculean amount of naysaying pussies that don't know football. I ask you, what would you have done in the red zone? What NFL coach, based on the numbers there, scores a touchdown to Roma Dunze and doesn't have a plan to go for 2? CBS does a great job showing Coach Eberflus go 1, right? Then this other dude, Rajneesh, parrots him and goes 1. And then he goes, no, 2. He did not. He wasn't in the game. Now you got to call timeout. You're talking to your quarterback. We score here. We're going for 2. There's already a plan. There's already communication. I hated the fucking play call to begin with.
Yeah.
But they scored with.
I'm actually glad Chris brought this up because with everything going on, the pick that Billings had, and then they said that the the forward progress was stopped.
Progress.
And then you look at the other play at the end when they scored, the forward progress was stopped, and they let it go another 5 seconds.
The fucking George from England can push everybody in, right? We could play scrum ball.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It was a double standard.
Yeah. Hector, totally appreciate you. And I'll let Phil take this because it's not about stats, man. It's situational football. It's Phil, just go ahead.
Well, you got to look at the situations. The quarterback's making the play caller look good and the players running after the catch for yards. Yards aren't at the end of the day, you don't get an award for yards. You get an SB, maybe, I don't know. But situational football is what is killing the Chicago Bears. When do you run? When? What personnel? As Shane is pointing out, DeAndre Carter shouldn't be blocking on a 275-pound defensive end. But you got run plays out there with that in mind. In the critical part of the red zone, Rashawn Johnson's not in the game. Who is running the best in between the tackles on the day? So that's a Shane Waldron situation where he's missing the right use of personnel. Now you look at it, 3 tight ends, all in the game. You've run it. You're down to the 1 yard line. You give a run look off tackle or inside the guard, and they have to defend it because it's 1. And then the tight end creeps out, the fullback creeps out. Boom, you steal 1. That's simple. Waldron doesn't use personnel, situational football against anybody. There is, like I said, pay attention, please, to this. Show me a series where we're setting up our formations that are going to counter each other because it doesn't exist.
Nope. I hear you.
It doesn't exist.
Bill Wagner, $10. I'll gladly pay for a plane ticket that ships Flus to his next job in the MAC. This L was 100% on him. Bad game plan, baffling personnel, foolish decisions. He's the worst coach Caleb has played for.
100%.
You're not wrong, Bill. Unfortunately, I wish I could tell you that you're wrong and disagree with you, but can't do it. Our guy Creighton, 1999 coach, talking to UDDP. You called it in the offseason when Flus came out smiling at the end of the season, and you could not believe they kept the clown. Oh, I have a beard now. I'm totally different. Fuck him. Fuck the staff, and fuck Ryan Poles.
You must have been at the top of your fucking class.
Yeah, I'm obviously not a fan of Ryan Flus right now.
Lift is back, $2. Future is bright with Caleb. The present is annoying. And that's another great one from him. And I know we've been here before, but Phil, I mean, if I'm ranking where my concern is with Caleb Williams, it's way down the list. And that's not me sugarcoating anything. It's me just telling you exactly what I see. I don't know how else to phrase it.
I don't think you can rationalize with stupidity. Stupid is as stupid does, Fords would say. And I don't think people want to see.
Winnebago Bears 95, $4.99. I see good start. King on good with Williams. Just a few mistakes, which will happen. Can't wait for everything to click. And that's, it's the life of a rookie quarterback. And believe me, we've seen a whole bunch worse here in Chicago. That's for sure. Gary Catachon, $2. What can Caleb do to fix the deep ball? It's as simple as slowing down. I think on most of his deep balls, his feet tend to get rushed a little bit on the bad interception that was on him. If you go back and look at Braxton Jones, as soon as it happened, my phone rang and I looked down and it was Big Steve Edwards. He's like, I just got to call somebody. I got to fucking scream at somebody right now because he was all fired up about, the blocking scheme and the effort on the offensive line, which that was an issue there. But Caleb, you can see where when he gets rushed, that's where he does. But you saw some deep shots today that connected. and that matters. And guys, we're in game 3. We just completed game 3. I understand it's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect. Phil told you there's going to be bumps in the road. But again, I'm going to keep on saying it. Caleb Williams is not my main issue in Chicago. Far from it.
Yep. I couldn't agree more there.
Lawrence Chrisman, $5. Thanks, man. The Spider-Man meme comes to mind about the OC. Also, I called it on Caleb touchdown. Love y'all. Have to be patient with your rookie, but not with your head coach. Agreed, Lawrence. And it's much like we're talking. Go back. Everybody wants to rush and say, "Oh, see, I told you were wrong." Go back and listen to what we said. We were giving Matt Eberflus the benefit of the doubt this past offseason and saying what was going to ride on, what needed to change. Situational football. It has been abysmal through his first 2 seasons, and he's trending the same way now. So it's not good. Not good. I mean, you got a problem when you're talking about, haircuts and beards rather than when was the last time you saw situationally you're like, Flus, there you fucking go. God damn it. There you go. Thank you. Finally. When was the last time that happened? When was the last time you came out of a game and said, holy shit, our head coach won the fucking game today with his decisions? When's the last time that happened? I can't even fucking tell you.
It's never happened. That's why you can't tell anybody, because Flus has been what we have said he is. And it's not a parachute clause. It's just the truth in regards to what it is he does. Call, challenge, misuse of timeouts, in the red zone, personnel decisions, play calls, no accountability to his offensive coordinator. This is a guy that didn't speak to Luke Getsy for a whole year, but yet still allowed him as the head coach to call his plays. He has no balls. He's a reflection of the ownership and their efforts in regards to football. This is not a good hire. The head coach is, to me, and has always been, the biggest issue going into this season. I know what Caleb is. I know what he is. Give him competence. It's very convenient for these same fucking people to not realize and recognize, or to just be honest and say that red zone play call, those formations that were used, anything that they did successfully was not brought back and countered off of to point blame at the quarterback. The issue is the coach, the offensive coordinator. I just don't even comprehend. I just don't. I don't understand it. Don't honestly get it at all. There's a 3rd and 1 play, and we're throwing bubble screen. 3rd and 1. Stephen Harrington, $9.99. Good teams in this league are explosive offensively. That's because they are good at fundamental football. The Bears for years have been trying to skip the fundamentals and go straight to explosives. That's a good point, too. You heard Matt Nagy talk about chunks. Big plays are nice. Remember that quote?
Yeah.
Big plays are nice. Here we are in the same situation. You know what's really nice? Getting on 4th and 1 and pounding it the fuck in there. That's what's nice. That's what's nice. Doesn't give you yards in your play sheet. Just gives you 6 points and a W today. Ben Hooper, $19.99. It's like the Getsy era all over again, but this time with a real quarterback and get the ball out. Imagine if we had a real offensive coordinator and a real O-line. Felt like I was watching the 80s Dolphins with no run game. That's a really good commentary there. That, to me, is perfect. It's like you're so afraid of running the ball in the red zone. You went to Wildcat to try to outnumber them. And listen, there's guys out in this league that could do things for us. You just need him. If Blazing Game made this football team, what has he been out? 3 weeks now since the first game?
Well, yeah, the last 2.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's been out the last 2. You have to fucking
Right.
get somebody else. There should be another fullback on the practice squad ready to come up, but you don't have that. You got old ass Mercedes Lewis, who honestly got to agree with you, Shane. What does he bring every time he's out there?
No,
He's
it's a false
missing a
start.
block.
False start or missing a block, right? And Yasser, $1.99. We appreciate it, man. And if you go back and listen to what I said, Yasser, I said in career. I'm talking career. I didn't say anything about this season. And actually, Justin may have too. But again, it's not about stats. It's never been about stats, but it is what it is. But I wasn't talking about this year. But thank you for the super chat. We do appreciate it. $5. Come in, Ryder Raw. With the O-line we have, empty sets should not even be allowed. And it's over and over and over again. I mean, 4th and goal from the 1-yard line, and it's empty. Empty.
I don't know if it was empty. I think they had a running.
Or no. Right. On the 4th and goal, it was not. But so Ivan and I were talking at halftime, and it was the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
first down. They went empty because they ran Wildcat.
Right. But my point is, Phil, even there. So my original point to Ivan was then if you're going to throw the football at any point, I'm doing it on 3rd down there because you should know that you're going for it.
Correct.
This is the point. You're drafting Caleb Williams number 1 overall for a reason. And you never gave him an opportunity. Not one down there in that series. And then it's Khalil Herbert and then the load option to DeAndre Swift from the 1. And you lose 12 yards.
It doesn't make any sense.
You know what DeAndre Swift's longest run of the day was, Phil? Longest run of the day, 4 yards. 4.
It's not good, man. It's not good.
He said it right here, our guy, Bears fan Jim, $2. Stats are for losers. Exactly. Chubb said it in the beginning. Would everybody be happy if Caleb threw for 225 and 2 touchdowns and we won the game? Or, that 363 looks really, really shiny and nice, right? But the L is all that matters. And I'm not putting it on Caleb. But people are it's Madden and fantasy football. That's what it comes down to. Bob Chimney, our guy with the name, $5. How did y'all feel about the running at the goal line with the least running Rojo once? I liked what I saw on Caleb. Yeah, well, I guess I should have put that up there when we were talking about it, Bob. We agree. To me, Roshan needs to be running the football more. You saw him run with some power today. I mean, even 8 attempts for 30 yards with a long of 9.
DeAndre putting his pads down.
Yeah, running with.
I agree with you. That's where you use the personnel.
On the goal line, yeah.
You want the weight distribution going forward. You want to get under center, not get in the gun.
No, worst case.
Again, it's been over and over.
On a play,
huh?
I said worst case scenario, use him at fullback on a play.
Right,
giving you an option. Right, it's
turn and belly him right off the left guard, Tevin Jenkins. And get him in the end zone.
Bears fan Jim is back. I saw growth in Caleb today. That's what I need to see this year. Fix the line this offseason. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the play, Jim. I mean, I think everybody knows that, and I agree. I was glad. I was a little concerned there with Darrell Taylor laying down in the end zone for so long. I didn't know if it was going to be a catastrophic injury, but obviously he came back in, and then Billings, he went off. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fun offseason because we know where the moves need to be made, and we sit here and hope that Trey Smith doesn't get hurt and Kansas City can't afford him and he hits the market, because that's where you send the Brinks truck to his doorstep and Tell them to name your price, and you work from there. But that's a long ways away at this point. Stephen J, $9.99. I'm all in on Caleb. His arm talent is fire. Swift, Waldron, Semo, and the O-line are awful. Same blame to Flus, but he has to fire Waldron or Semo. Steelers are 3-0 because their run-pass ratio is 50-50. Coaching matters. Like,
their offensive line is way better than the Chicago Bears. Their running backs are way better than Chicago Bears
and
right
coaching.
now. And when you top that off with a coaching that identifies situational football and makes it a priority, then of course, listen, you can't go, he went to a great place. That's competent coaching over there. And then look at it something differently. It is what it is because the coaching over there uses situational football as the foundation of its culture. We over here in Chicago, I'm telling you, if someone could literally go through and chart formations alone, forget, oh, I don't have time to do this, but do it. Chart the formations on first, that goes through every series, and come back to us on Wednesday on Keep It at 100 and show us. I know Ivan could do it. It'll be like this. On first down, 2 tight ends. They run power probably for 7 yards, something like that. Second down, trips, 1 tight end. Third down, empty. That's how spastic it is.
Yeah.
It's just there's no consistency. There's none. So when you have that, just in formation, now let's look at personnel. Here's, the chimney guy. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's Bob the Chimney? Bob Chimney?
Bob Chimney.
He's talking about it. Personnel-wise, what makes sense inside the 5-yard line?
Roschon Johnson.
That's right. Is it hard?
No.
It's not. But it's so hard for this coaching staff.
I'd rather than run Blazing Game if he was healthy.
It's infuriating because it's not hard.
Yeah.
The appropriate. It's okay if someone knows that you're going to pound the rock here. Why? Because then you have action off of it too. Yep. That's football right there. But let's put Swift in there, who doesn't have the same kind of power as Roschon Johnson.
He shouldn't even be listed as a running back, Phil, at this point. I mean, you want to say he's a weapon where you're using him everywhere. I mean,
they fucked up. They needed everybody knows how I love David Montgomery. But that's what you need. You need someone that's a runner between the tackles.
Right, a physical style runner. And this is what needs to be addressed. And I saw a couple of things in the chat early. The Bears offered David Montgomery the same deal that Detroit did. It was never about money. David Montgomery did not want to be in Chicago anymore. End of story. And that's from a pretty good source, right, Phil?
It's from a very reliable source.
Yeah, it's from, I don't want to give any, we'll just put it this way. It's from a source that isn't in Chicago. He's in Detroit right now. That's who the source is on that info. So the Bears wanted to give him the money. He did not want to play in Chicago anymore. According to a source that's not in Chicago anymore, that's in Detroit.
Yes. He didn't trust the belief in running game.
Right. Stop with the Bears didn't want to pay him. They wanted to. And Ryan Poles has said as such.
Derek Thompson, $9.99. I am
off these dumbass coaches we have. Goal lines, you fail to run the ball. Johnson, the only back that was pushing the pile. Waldron is a joke, and we don't need to see Mo of Semo. Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you, Derek.
Derek, appreciate you, bro.
I would put Derek at fucking fullback.
Yeah, Scottish Bears back again, 10 pounds. Caleb knows there's zero time to window throw the ball, the blocking everywhere, and pass pro is dreadful. Waldron couldn't call the cops to arrest himself for his shit play calling. Said it, man. Don Wanderley. I know it's incredibly frustrating, but Caleb will be the best quarterback in the North soon. Zoom out. Yeah, and I'm not even concerned with his status within the NFC North right now. We have lots and lots and lots to tidy up before we worry about where he's. But I still have the utmost belief in him.
Thomas Brown has to be the new OC of the Chicago Bears. I'm serious.
$4.99.
So out of his fucking league.
Would like to know what you guys think of Pryor. Line looked much better with him. Caleb is improving. Waldron's call on 4th and 1. What the fuck? Run Roshan up the middle. Agree with you on Roshan. Pryor had a couple of bad looks.
He had a bad rep against the D tackle and let him sack Caleb.
But you know what? There were some
tried.
plays where I saw effort at least.
Yeah. And he's physical.
Yeah. And then they had to shift him around there too. When
he had to go play left tackle for Braxton.
Yeah.
I like Pryor.
Did you ever see a left tackle on turf get slid back literally like he was on skates in turf like that? I mean, he was sliding across the
week turf. The patrons could attest. Yeah. Watching Braxton Jones, it's like reminiscent of Charles Leno again. He's just, lower guys just destroy him and move him. He can't make the blocks. He's a pass pro and that's it guy. And that's not a left tackle. He's got to do more. He's got to be more physical. He's too soft. He's too high.
Yeah.
He's so high all the time. Guys, Steve called me too, but I was trying to catch up. So I didn't want any spoiler alerts as I was trying to leave. We got beat again today, Shane.
Vince, they went after Saquon Barkley.
Offered a big contract.
That was their. Where would you rather run the football? In Philly or in Chicago?
There it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. And believe it or not, guys, not every single player in the NFL that's a free agent wants to come play in Chicago. I know that shouldn't be breaking news.
They don't like this soft pussy shit.
But it even goes beyond that, Phil. Sometimes guys just they
understand that offensive line. It's a business decision.
Right. And guess where he's from?
Philly?
Pennsylvania.
There you go.
Right? I'm just saying. So they tried for go back and watch Hard Knocks with the Giants. Did you not hear in there that the Bears were involved?
Accountability. We have someone taking accountability. Let's read this one.
Adrian Barreto, $4.99. I was completely wrong last week, and I take full accountability. This is on Flus and Waldron, Phil and Shane. You're correct. These are the salesmen.
Salesman. He forgot the L. Last week he was getting upset with us, Shane, because we were calling these guys out for their inability to understand play calling, personnel usage. This is like a bro and Adrian was getting. We're too negative. So tip of the hat to Adrian, holding himself accountable. At the same time, thank you, Adrian, for your generous super chat. With that, I wish more fans were like you, Adrian. Take accountability. This is a disgrace. Here's our fullback, Derek. We need you. Suit up. Derek Thompson, $4.99. How can forward progress be stopped on a sack of Richardson, but they allowed the Taylor? Exactly.
I
said the same thing when
we're going to get those plays up, and I am going to get the stopwatch out and clock it, because that was a Billing should have had his first career interception. The Bears would have had the Bears would have had the ball at Indy's 14. Instead, we got it at our 24.
That's
out of that
huge difference.
Oh, and by the way, Torrey Taylor, let's step the fuck up.
Yeah, he had a bad shank out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's got to be better than that. Lawrence Chrisman should have hired Clint Kubiak.
Had 2 interviews here. Interviewed him twice. Picked Waldron.
Bad choice.
Saints did
Who
lose. Saints did lose today to the Eagles, 15 to 12.
Who's held accountable for that, though?
Yeah. And I know everybody, listen, I understand, and I'm not promoting Kubiak over Waldron by any stretch of the imagination, but you gotta kind of let things play out a little bit, especially with Kubiak too. I mean, like I said, they scored 12 points today against Philly. I think it ended up 15 to 12 was the score of that game. But yeah, it's
exactly
could be.
Oh my God.
So lift, we did that one. Jeremy $4.99.
Jeremy, we didn't get
Got
Jeremy's
it.
comment. I love Jeremy.
Yeah, great dude.
I wonder what he would have said.
He would have said the same thing Samurai 21 said. Maybe they're just texting each other saying, man, I can't wait till they fucking read this.
Get your comment back up. Send it to us. Send it to Ivan. We'll get it up.
A super chat, but we're making excuses. If. Thanks, William. I bet you have a
William waters down his beers.
Sean Stewart, $5 for someone who talks about situational football so often. You'd think that Flus would be better at it. Love you guys. Love you too, Sean.
Thank you, Sean. There's another guy.
It matters.
Gets an understanding. He understands the game.
Joseph and Phil, I want to hear you pronounce his last name. Go ahead. This is gonna be fun.
Aguinaldo.
Look at you. $1.99. Chemistry with Rome and Caleb is heating up. Phil and Shane. I will even answer this without you spelling my name right, Joseph. Thank you. Yeah, no, you like to see it, and it should have been even more. It should have been even more heating up. Rome, got to make that play, bro. Hit you right in the hands. Was it a listen? It was a money throw there.
Right there. It's a back shoulder fade. Right in the shoulder, right here. What he does is he turns. If he caught it with his eyes, he pulls that down.
Toby Hill is back. $5. Thank you, Toby. I'm back just in time to see these coaches turn us from a monster of the midway to puppies in the driveway. That sounds like a fucking t-shirt right there. Toby, that was a good one. I like it. Monsters of the midway, puppies in the driveway. Right.
I have a puppy in the fucking driveway, Toby, and I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. And that's exactly what it is. Oh, football, man. It's just killing me inside.
Pepe Sylvia, $5. The coaches in the NFC North are going to embarrass Flus this year. We can't stick with him in this tough division. Fucking shoe salesman. Yeah. Would you like to have Green Bay's coach? Would you like to have Minnesota's coach? Would you like to have Detroit's coach? Yeah, we are in a distant fourth place. If there was a fifth place, we'd be in, fifth place or sixth place with our coaching. Sad. And right now, that's on Ryan Poles. No other way around it. John Davis, it drives me insane watching the Bears OCs trying to be cute. You need 1 yard, put in a fullback and put a hat on it and pound it in. Terrible plays. Well, they didn't have a fullback today, but we brought it up, John. So we do agree with you. I mean, worst case scenario, put Roshan in there if you have to. Jesus Christ, go out and sign Ty Halleck. I'd rather put him in there at this point. Everybody remember Ty Halleck? The old fullback?
Of course, from the Jaguars.
Yeah.
That was a big signing. It fucking sucked.
Sean Stewart is back. I like Roshan. He runs hard, fights for every yard. I know you guys aren't real high on him. Curious as to what you thought this game. Yeah, happy with him. Love to see him run hard.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
That's how you get
want
to
see more of them. They
get an opportunity.
They're not going to bench. They're not going to bench DeAndre Swift. It is what it is. But deploy him as a weapon. That's put him in the back.
There's nothing wrong with telling people this is he can catch as well.
Put Roshan and DeAndre Swift in the backfield together, Phil.
Put
you
him
have options. They're just not smart enough to figure it out.
Oh, he wants
his back.
Gerald Everett. He's got to get Gerald Everett in there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Forr's back. Hopefully this is his original one. Al Harris pointed it out that the O-line is catching versus hitting. Well, Phil's preached that from Jump Street. To me, we have an O-line coaching problem more than a person issue. Totally.
Jeremy. I know. I think Jeremy is or was a patron. But honestly, Ivan has done an amazing job cutting tape. I promise you, this Thursday, I'm going to bring my dad on, and we're going to watch this tape, this offensive line. Now, I don't want all. How many fucking plays did the Bears have? 81 plays. Like, let's be judicial on this. Situate all the third down plays I want. I want to see down and distance plays, short yardage plays. And we want to go through them. How does this offensive line fire out? How do they attack the run game? What are their rules? Just the first 2 weeks, they've blocked things so out of whack. It's like impossible to make it at work.
I gotta. Hopefully, CHGO is fine with me playing this. Our guy that had me blocked, but now we're best of friends. Nicholas Moriano is in the locker room and has a amazing interview with our center, Coleman Shelton. And I want to bring it up and play it. Actually,
once you get it.
Yeah. Well,
Ryder
real quick, Phil. So here's the exchange. This is from Nick Moriano. Bears center Coleman Shelton, when asked about the breakdown on the 4th and 1 play. Coleman Shelton. Well, I mean, speed option on, obviously wasn't the greatest look to run that.
Well, at least he's honest. At least he's honest about it, Shane.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you.
Blame Caleb, though, haters. Blame Caleb.
Tevin Jenkins is flirting with throwing the offensive line coach under the bus and the OC last week. That's what it is. People are getting offended by it, but I know the frustration when you're not coaching them to do things right. And then this one here with Coleman Shelton, now the center. Oh, it's just sad. Absolutely sad that we live in a world full of people breaking down tape and they don't know what they're looking at because there's certain techniques. It's not about size. It's about effort, determination, and technique. The Bears have lacked that, and it's just completely shitty. 4th and goal, the Colts had a rugby run into the end zone. That's what the Bears would do back in the day and let you know what gap you're going to run in. When was the last time they did that? They don't do that. It's just completely frustrating here. It just is. It just is. It's the NFL, man. You got to be able to use these guys.
There it is, Phil. That's from our guy, Nate.
There we go.
The screenshot.
Look. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on the ground.
Yeah. And one on his way down in Mercedes. Lewis. And
oh my God. And that's
man.
Down and 1. Look at the direction, the angle it was.
I am dead serious. And this is if I'm Ryan Poles, I have that picture, that frame right there. Framed, and it's sitting on Waldron's desk the second he walks back into his office. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. You're worried about our quarterback? Go fucking hate someplace else.
Look at the offensive play call in that critical situation and how many guys are living in the backfield in regards to that. It's completely infuriating to watch this kind of situational football get completely misused. And it's completely devastating watching it because that's not the call. Number one, it's the worst thing. Breaking news: Keenan Allen won't play next week due to stubbing his toe on the kitchen cabinet. Melvin Dew.
I don't think it's a soft issue or anything like that with Keenan. I mean, he's 32 years old and had issues before. Plantar fasciitis is, I don't know if you've ever had it, but it's no fucking joke. I'll tell you that. And trying to be an NFL wide receiver with that, I completely understand. But I don't think it has anything to do with being soft whatsoever. So I mean, I definitely disagree there.
Let's go to the next one. Brad, $5. Pittsburgh knows situation of football. Meanwhile, our coaches act like the situation from Jersey Shore. Completely clusterfuck of a coaching staff. It's just infuriating, man. Only because you are in the NFL and you expect better than that. I can understand if you're kind of like overwhelmed talent-wise, but you're not. You're not. This guy just doesn't understand personnel usage, situational football. They go hand in hand. And he's completely struggling. Thomas Brown, the boss, 7696, $2. Do I think they will? No, because they're a bunch of sorry ass, scared pieces of garbage that don't put football first. They're not maniacal enough. They were going to say, no, let's give him another shot and then another shot. We saw the same things. They've never fired a coach within the season. All of these records that they stand so proudly about that make no sense. It just offers more losing. Let's not swear. Let's not fire a coach. Let's make sure they're good church-going people, or we won't hire them. That kind of shit doesn't help with football decisions. It's just dumb.
And Chi-Town, the Bears do not release that information ever. I mean, we don't even know Luce's contract. Bears don't release stuff like that, but everything that we have heard is that the Bears ponied up pretty big for Waldron and Thomas Brown also, that they're compensated very highly. So the Bears have spent a lot of bad money before, and looks like they're doing it again.
Well, I think the right move would be Thomas Brown. He's just Waldron. We joked about him shaking with the playbook, but it's shaking in situations that's really the joke and the turmoil. Like it's inexcusable to throw the ball this many times and not come out running the football. If you're that dead set on not being able to run, you have a problem, right? But take a quick look. Is there a fucking fullback on the practice squad, Ivan? Is there any fullback on the practice squad?
There's not. I know that without even looking.
No.
So
there's tight ends that possibly could fill in as like an H-back.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing, and that's what he uses, and that was the whole point, and that you assumed you could use Blasingame in that role. But guess what? He's been out for 2 weeks, and this is the thing. And you can say that it doesn't matter with the expanded roster spots on the practice squad. The Bears made a practice squad move because we lost a defensive lineman to New England, I believe it was. Jamari Chroma signed in New England's active 53.
Yeah.
So what was the Bears' move on the practice squad to replace him? They signed John fucking Jackson, Caleb Williams' friend.
Oh, yeah.
That showed absolutely nothing in preseason. Bring in a viable piece that actually has a chance to do something. I mean, bring in a fucking fullback. Like you said, bring in a fullback. But no.
Should be here. Should be here.
DJ Angle, $5.
Everything you're teaching is going to be able to be digested by that backup fullback. You got Kari as the first team full. Now, offensively, you can't do the things you wanted to do.
Yeah. DJ Angle, $5. I live in Iowa and a Hawk fan. I love the Torrey Taylor pick, but he needs to step up. If not, you could have used that pick for a lineman that isn't soft. That's the thing, man. And listen, he's had a couple of nice punts. I get it, but has Torrey Taylor lived up to the hype? No, I don't think so. I did think that it was impressive today, according to Tiki Barber, that if you went in super slow-mo, that ball was tipped. I mean, that was a hell of a punt if it still got tipped on that. But, I mean, have you been blown away? And do you think he's lived up to the hype? I mean, it's a punter. I get it.
Last week, he had a great game.
But,
this
yeah.
week, he didn't.
So, am I worried about Torrey Taylor? No.
Worried about him.
Yeah. So his nuts do go sideways. On that.
Waldron is it's very easy for me to see, and I'm just being honest. Like the difference to going to authentic Mexican and Taco Bell. It's just easy to see when a fucking OC is Taco Bell. Right? You need the authentic guacamole. You need the authentic cooked beef. You need the reality of what football is all about, not some fucking trail mix bullshit granola fuck who wants to put his boys in the game. How many I guarantee you right now, it just hit me like a fucking smack to the face. And I've had a lot of them today. Our Wolverines suck today. And I won't go ripping any of those kids, Shane, on social media. But I will tell you here, it sucks to lose. But I want to say this. If Travis Homer's hurt, do we see Rashawn Johnson today? He wasn't hurt.
No, probably not.
Thank you. Yeah. End of my story.
Yeah.
And that is an indictment. That's why
he was
adamant about.
He was active last week, and we did. What did Courtney say? He got three snaps.
3 snaps.
3 snaps and a punch to the jaw.
Yeah, yeah. John S. $5, fourth best coach, and everyone
5.
knows it. Hoping he's going to be better is not acceptable. You said it, man. Appreciate it. DJ Daniels, $5.
George, I know you're watching now, McCaskey. I know you watched the show, if they've told us. So, honestly, this isn't a shot. I don't hate you. I'm just so disappointed in you continuing going down the same golden brick road or yellow brick road, thinking that it's going to change. Remove yourself from this like you did, but understand that you're the type of guy that wouldn't hire your own grandfather because he was swearing batshit nuts and maniacal about football. That's what you need here. I don't need some asshole to come out here as a glorified defensive coach to come out after loss, coming out to granolalize this. I'm making this new word up, Sean Stewart. I hope you like it. Like some fucking trail mix boy camping and hiking. We're going to list off the positives on this hike. Yeah, we lost that one guy up the cliff. He fell to his death. But other than that, we really had great vision and scenes. We saw the northern lights. Like, no, who does that? You go out there and you undress yourself. This guy has never, ever once said, that one's on me. And to Shane's point, I just want to reiterate it again. Reiterate that again, that this guy continues to step to the podium and make excuses. And it's not okay. It's not okay.
DJ Daniels, $5. What do we have to do to get Tyler Scout out of the football witness protection program? Good to see Colin Johnson out there today. And I don't know, guys. Listen, Tyler Scott, I get the speed aspect of it, and Phil, you have this on your phone for me. Tyler Scott was my surprise cut on the Bears roster. I texted that to Phil before the cuts came in, that I just kind of had that feeling, and I was obviously wrong. He's still there. I get the speed element. He's a guy that has big time issues tracking the football. He's obviously very well undersized, and when you're undersized like that and your speed, you need to be able to go up and get the football like you're a lot bigger than you are. And is that ever going to change? Is that who he is? I get it. Even, we'll see. Can he be used? Yeah, I'm surprised he's not utilized at all. That does surprise me. But do I look at Tyler Scott as being a big part of this team and their future? I just got to be honest, and I'm going to tell you the truth about when I told Phil that. I don't. I think speaks volumes if DeAndre Carter's out there, along with Keenan Allen being hurt. If I told you before the season that Tyler Scott's not going to get any play and Keenan Allen is injured, everybody would have told me that I'm crazy. And are they right? We'll see. He's got a lot of things to prove on the field, as far as I'm concerned. Joseph, say it again, Phil. Aguinaldo.
No, I want to see. Yeah, you did it right.
1999. Phil nailed it. Shane, apologies. You guys really have made me a smarter fan. Thank you. Anything with today's game? Do you think Waldron can game plan with at all? Since it seemed, just keep it fucking simple, stupid. And I'm not talking to you, Joe. I'm just talking to Waldron. It's not that fucking hard, guys. When we say fundamental football, this is what we're talking about. You have a guy that can make plays at the quarterback position. Yes, he's had some struggles with things. We get it. That's part of the growing process. But you're also not making it easier on him. You're just not. You're not playing your best personnel. Your usage sucks. Your play calls are even worse. So, there's things that you can take from this, and we've repeated that. Roshan should be your starting running back. End of story. You want to rotate in Khalil Herbert from there? I like Khalil in spots. I don't like Khalil being the lead dog. I just don't. Never have. We've talked about that. Roshan put him out there and mix in Swift all over the place. That would be a good start. Nate Davis would not be on my football team. I know they have a lot of issues with injuries right now. Ryan Bates is going to be out for another week. Braxton Jones got banged up today. We'll see, what the issue is. Tevin Jenkins, Phil told you, it seems like he's right on the precipice of blowing his cork in terms of the coaching staff and especially Simo. You saw or heard me give you the quote that Nick Moriano shared with everybody from Coleman Shelton. What else needs to be said? Ryan Poles comes out pregame and talks specifically about fundamentals need to be better. That is not something that you're saying to your players. That is a direct shot at coaching. Matt Eberflus and Chris Morgan included, both. That is from the guy making the decisions. 100%. Got to be better. Got to be better.
Got to be a lot better. O-line issues are on Poles and Morgan, Chris Morgan. 3 years of draft picks and free agent cash to build an O-line. Now we got shit in our peanuts to eat all year. Thanks, Poles. Yeah, there's misses there. Investments that needed to be made. You invested in Nate Davis, and Shane's 100% right. You got to cut that kind of character out of your locker room, even if it cost you an embarrassing headline or some egg in the face. At the end of the day, the team takes the priority. It goes back to the mom and pop shop thinking. You got to be this, you got to be that. No, what you got to be is football first. Be your own. Stop trying to follow the Chiefs. Stop trying to follow this team. Build your own team. What worked was a maniacal personality at head coach that's going to not accept bullshit effort on the field from anybody, including ownership. That works. That's what works in Chicago. You got to get that. Flus isn't it. Sorry. It's not too early. I said I'd know after 2 games. This is game 3. 5:52. We're using a timeout to conserve time. What?
You threw the ball 52 times. That's conserving a lot of time, coach.
Oh my God. Exactly.
Tired player 499. I wish we brought back Foreman. He ran hard. You have Foreman. You have Foreman on the roster right now in Roshan. Not a lot of wiggle and a powerful runner. Not a lot of difference. I mean,
they didn't even use him. They benched him for fucking weeks. So
yeah,
I get what he's trying to say.
Oh no,
there.
I do. I'm just saying, but it's not like
you don't need him. You got it there. Use the guy in the personnel decision.
Right. It's not like you don't have a similar option there is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Waldron is pissing down his pants.
Big time.
It's just awful. Like, it needs to happen this week. You can't fucking put this quarterback in
and they'll never do it. I just have no confidence in them doing it. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. No,
it's disgraceful.
Wholeheartedly agree.
The guy cost you the game today.
I agree.
The head coach and the offensive coordinator.
Scottish Bears back again. I would have taken Harbaugh over Poles.
So with this whole network.
That's my opinion. As far as I'm concerned, Poles has shown nothing with acknowledgement with coaching. Yeah, it's a huge flaw.
And I use the personality, and he's batshit crazy and all that shit because Jim Harbaugh is a winning football coach. Invest in winners. Invest in guys that have done it before. Eberflus has never been a head coach.
No.
Matt Nagy, never head coach.
No.
Are we seeing the pattern here? Lovie Smith, never head coach. Mark Trestman, not a good head coach. Canadian head coach.
Yeah. Jabron Jones, as I said last week to you guys, the team is getting worse. It's the organization and the coaches. Eberfuck needs to go and take his 7 dwarves of his coaching staff with him. And that's the thing. I mean, I don't think the team is getting worse. I would disagree with that. You've had chances in every game that you've played in, to come away with W's. You just haven't. And I think it's pretty evident where the issue lies on the offensive side of the football mainly with Shane Waldron, Matt Eberflus situationally, and Chris Morgan, offensive line coach, as Phil, again, has been leading the charge on that before anybody. So do I think that the team is worse? As bad as everything has been, we've had chances. A lot of them, really, sadly.
You got to get the guys that are in the room that are going to be maniacal. You got to find the right personality. You can't let Ted, who was there in the past, I'm using him as an example. I think Bob Chimney will allow me to do that. So will Ryan Cox. I'm not backwards thinking. I'm just saying you can't let Ted Phillips, who probably has more lint on his pants and money in his pocket than anybody in Chicago. Those two things don't match. He doesn't know football. Can't have him involved. You can't have George involved. As much as they're saying George isn't involved, he is. He was involved with Hard Knocks. He was involved with hiring Eberflus. So don't say he's not. He's hands off after he's done you dirty. He's that guy in the back that says, "Did you hear what he said about you?"
and then steps back and lets you fight. Not helping you out. He's also the guy that lets you walk out of the house with a booger in your nose on your first date with Sally Q. He doesn't fucking step up. He's got to be different. Your ownership, Kevin Warren, Shane has talked about many times, concerns about him. They did the right thing at the quarterback.
Yeah.
They've made some good moves here. The hiring of coaching was the number one concern of TTNL. It should have been fired. New coach, new quarterback, working step for step. And guess what? There wouldn't be an arranged marriage of Mr. Waldron and Mr. Morgan, the run game who sucks and doesn't teach fundamentals. Oh, no, he's a good coach. I've heard. No, show me on tape he's good. Show me the fucking shit show Chinese fire drill of blocking that shows that this is a good fucking football coach. Here he stand didn't tolerate that fucking bullshit. They communicated and they stayed low with flat backs, firing the fuck out. These guys stand up, they miss, they're falling down. Come on.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
This just in from the TTNL news desk, Phil.
Bullets.
Some people in the Facebook page that want to give Shane Waldron more time, and it's not his fault, had a bad fucking day today. That's all I'm going to say. Right, Sonny? Sorry, bro.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Maron.
Yes, I think Sonny probably is converted on the seesaw to the heavy side of the seesaw, where that seesaw doesn't go down. There's a joke is a joke, period.
Well, at what point do you, listen, Shane Waldron is he's a new coach here, and I understand he's trying to figure out his personnel. Well, right now, Gerald Everett, DeAndre Carter, and DeAndre Swift as an inside runner are big parts of his equation.
He's got it. They have punchlines that are good, though.
But you know what I mean, Phil? You don't need more time to figure that out.
I agree. You don't need, you've had all off season to get yourself ready and prepared for situational football. Shane talked about it like a broken record, but it has to be said over and over or it doesn't exist. Coach Eberflus, you want to see a head coach improve his situational awareness. You can't be just an administrator of one side of the football. That's what he became. Okay, he took over play calling. Those hires with crazy reasons they were fired were on him. Then he continues. He arranges a marriage. They decided on Waldron. As Shane said, they paid him good money. I don't see it. He is so the problem. It's like only when only injuries help coaches make right decisions, then you know. Because the big positive come away, aside from, for me, Caleb, is Rashawn Johnson running between the tackles because he's dropping his pads. He's running through people, not falling to the ground. It's still not fucking correct.
Getting punched in the face wakes up some people, Phil, you know.
You never know. Might have to punch a few offensive coordinators and coaches in the face. It's just.
Oh, and so here's this will be a fun stat for everybody and all of the Caleb haters and all of the Caleb fans. This is good for you too. So let's do a recap. Let's look at the rookie quarterbacks in the NFL. The passing touchdown leaderboard. Bo Nix, 0 touchdowns on the season. Drake May, obviously, 0 touchdowns on the season. Michael Penix, obviously, 0 touchdowns on the season. Jaden Daniels, 0 passing touchdowns on the season. JJ McCarthy, 0 touchdowns on the season. He has obviously the injured knee. Caleb Williams is your leader at 2 touchdowns.
It should be 4. Right. So,
but I'm just saying, it just shows you how stats don't matter, and you can massage it any way that you want. It depends on what you see, and you have to be able to project. I know Raul Bennington on Twitter said that the Bears are 3-0 with Justin Fields on this roster, and
where?
Yeah, I don't even know how to. It's
where would that even happen?
I don't know, man. It's just like I said. It shows what you wanted. It's not based in reality. It's fine. Everybody can have their own opinion like that. I am not going to agree with it. Whatever. It's fine.
Again, guys, Gerald Smith, $4.99. Again, guys, is this breaking the cycle Ryan Poles? Second, I think we use the term inexcusable too lightly. Inexcusable needs to be consequences fired.
Totally agree. Great point, Gerald. Totally agree. And this is my point. I brought this up with Courtney on Keeping It 100 last week. His philosophy just isn't a defensive philosophy. Because what does the H stand for? Hustle, right?
Hustle. Yes.
Gerald Everett hustling? Nope. Is he starting? Yep. Nate Davis, was he hustling? Nope. Was he starting? Yep. Is there lots of issues all around? Is the hits philosophy in place on offense? Nope. It's not. It works on both sides of the ball. And that is you, Matt Eberflus. And that goes to coaches too. Because when you're inept at personnel and their usage, like Shane Waldron is, you're not putting your team in the best position, Matt Eberflus. That's where it starts with you. And just like to the point when we were talking about your back and forth with Sonny on Facebook, end of the fucking day, Matt Eberflus, this is year 3.
Right.
He doesn't need any more slack.
My dad's driving into Connecticut to come see us play today. Wolverines got beat. Lost to those Super Bowl guys again, Shane. Like Packers.
So, man, I fucked up. But
he's driving, and there's a caller that calls in on ESPN radio about the Bears. And the guy that's hosting the show is a big gambler, like a bets guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just paraphrasing. And the guy goes, "What do you think about the Bears?" He goes, The Bears are being held back. It's not Caleb, it's the coach. He's going to be fired at the end of the year, and then they have to find competence in coaching again. It's the same repeat, recycle, except now you actually have a legit quarterback. And unfortunately, that hurts some of your feelings, but the tape shows that. I mean, some of these balls today that he's throwing is just unreal. That's a rookie doing it, and you're expecting perfection. But the same rules didn't apply to other rookies. Shane and I started the show. I am not a fucking fanboy. I'm just not. I will hold accountability towards any player wearing that jersey. I'm just telling you, there's one thing I know, it's football. I'll go toe-to-toe with any of these little fucks. Put them in. Bring them on the show. They want to go toe-to-toe on tape? You saw what I did to Peter Bukowski. Come on the show. You want to talk quarterbacks? Come on the show. He's the least problem that you have. And he's a rookie. The problem is the coaches that you're giving to him. That's the problem. And Poles fucked up. They should have fired Flus. I just listen, you heard me say it. He should have been gone. Just sucks. Just absolutely sucks. There's no maniacal accountability. There just isn't. And now you're gonna pick off Ben Johnson. I don't know. Fucking Ben Johnson could be a head coach. He could be an OC. There needs to be a personality there that is demonstrative, strong leader, swears up a fucking storm, and wears his heart on his sleeve, has passion. The opposite of anything McCaskey. Remember that episode of Seinfeld where George just did everything the opposite? Then he gets the best looking chick to like him. He gets a new job. He's like, this opposite works. That's what you got to do with the McCaskies. They have to step the fuck back. Is it Mike Vrabel? Yeah, he'd be my number one choice. Or the dude, the defensive coordinator in Minnesota. Those guys, they would be my choices right now.
Can we air part of Cap's initial recap?
I have no idea. You could text him and ask him.
I
don't think he cares.
I think it's his show, right? He is fired the fuck up.
Just is he?
Yeah, I'll just after we are done, everybody head over to our
we
guy
don't want to
Cap.
step on Cap's toes.
Yeah,
But
it's
Cap
on
is
his
fired up.
on his personal YouTube page. It's the recap. The Bears 21-16 loss to the Colts. The offensive line is horrible, but Shane Waldron is worse. Well, let's just say our guy
I
Cap.
love Cap.
Our guy Cap
Fuck
is
you, anybody that hates
a little fired up.
Cap.
Let's just say this. He starts off his rant with, I'm going to try not to swear. That's all I'll say.
McCaskey? I'm going to text him right now. Have the McCaskies invaded your website? Jesus. Yes, Brian Flores. I really like Brian Flores a lot.
That's a long ways away. So hopefully they get some shit figured out.
The first thing they should do, honestly, you got to stop being the same old bumbling bullshit Bears. Yes, make that a t-shirt, Ivan. The same old bumbling bullshit Bears. I know Sean Stewart would wear it. You got to stop, and you got to make a change. This guy is way out of his league. Way out of his league. So hold your offensive coach accountable. There's two boobs out there. The fucking O-line coach, I'm sorry. He's terrible. I'll bring Steve Edwards on. Ivan, I know you do the show with him tomorrow. I mean, that has to be addressed.
He might have to be. You haven't scheduled anybody for. I haven't either for Wednesday.
No, he might have to come on with.
We might have to have him on. I know.
I'll reach out to Olin too. I'll reach out to every offensive lineman.
He called. Well, we could have him on together. That would be fun. Big Steve called me. Like I said,
he called me. I put it to voicemail, Steve. I'm sorry, but I was like, I don't want spoiler alert. I want something bad.
He was fired up like Cap was. We'll just say that. And I know him and Ivan will get into it tomorrow night. I mean, well, I don't know if maybe Ivan's taking a nap back there.
Belichick.
No,
Belichick.
I didn't know I didn't know I was on the air. I was doing some.
No. You weren't. I just added you, but right before you and I went live for the patrons at halftime, we were not live, and Ivan was going nuclear. Phil, I don't know if you got to watch Cars Keys Thursday night, but we switched the branding to BHL, and I put the DDP rant background up with the music, and Cars went fucking crazy. We did the Cars style DDP rant on Cars Keys.
I did not see it.
So he was all fired up.
What was he ranting about?
Same thing we
Waldron?
are. Waldron, Eberflus, the whole everything. So again, this is
Cars. I like you
something
again,
else
Cars.
that we are in concert on.
Cars keeps moving up.
Scottish bear. I wonder if Luce shows accountability with his bees. Yeah, let's.
Oh my God!
No, just fucking swat him away. Try to kill him.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah, we've been
we
on
gotta
here.
get out. I gotta
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah,
me too.
I gotta have some family time. Fuck this football team.
I'm gonna have some time. Not sure about family time. Maybe with my kids. But anyways, it was fun.
It sucks. We're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna get there. Hey, I'm gonna say this and come at me all you want. I feel like we have our quarterback. Black Phil, that's right.
Black Phil.
Yeah, I forgot about Black Phil. Yeah.
Gotta love that guy.
Actually, we know a few. Ivan, believe it or not, and Phil will attest to this. There has been a lot of people over the years that was surprised that Phil was white.
Really?
Did not think he was white. Yes.
Yeah, when they listen to the show on podcast.
Yeah.
That's what they said. But don't get that star. Here we go. Oh boy.
Yeah. So tomorrow night we have the big Steve Edwards is back. The Bear Down with
Big Steve.
Ivan Vargas, are you in?
Yeah, I'll be unless I'm late with work, I will be there. I mean, I'm always going to be there a little bit tardy, but
yeah,
I should.
And I don't know, do you have anything scheduled coming up, Ivan, that we aren't aware of yet? I'm not sure.
So with my schedule, it's going to be by ear. Like if I pop up and I have the time, then apps you'll see it, but it will more than likely be like a pop up with another Bears show as of right now. So
nice.
Yeah.
Wednesday, everybody knows it's keeping it 100. We're working on, obviously, we're going to reach out. Worst case scenario, everybody knows that we will do the recap, and we're looking ahead as we have the Rams coming in to Chicago next week. And we will always keep it 100 for sure.
Keep it 100.
Thursday night, even though Cars wants to just replay last week's show because he's so fucking furious right now, as he texted me, we will be live with Cars Keys on Thursday night, and we will roll from there. I know the tape will be coming out.
Thursday.
We'll have that. Thursday time, we will let you know, depending on Phil's unstable internet access.
Last week, my internet went out.
But other than that, I say we get the hell out of here. Bears, continue to Bears. End of the day, I feel like we have our quarterback. Least of my worries.
I'm with you.
Flash that 18. It looks like a 10 right now because it's folded over. We don't need Mitch Love. Yeah. No, now it looks even worse.
There you go.
There you go.
No duct tape. No duct tape.
Yeah.
No duct tape.
We'll see you guys. Keeping it 100. We'll have a great night. Fuck this fucking McCaskey. I mean.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live, the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.